Morning guys, Scott from SE Landscaping on another warm sunny morning, although I've got my coat on because it was a bit frosty when I was loading up. Couple of schools today. It's been difficult last week to get any footage because we've been that busy, really hectic. The good news is, from a business point of view, I've took on another body, and basically the reason for that is what it's going to do is help me. He's just seasonal. He's just here for the summer for 7 to 8 months. But what it's going to do is he's going to do all the smaller jobs. He's going to do the litter picking. He's going to do the small hand machine work and just save me a lot of time so that I can concentrate on the other stuff. But as well as that, we will be in a position to book a few jobs in, because recently the phones never stopped ringing with people wanting new work and things. So people wanting us to do new work. So I did say earlier on I wasn't planning on being stretched and doing loads of work this year. This gives us the flexibility to pick and choose jobs. So if I go and look at 2 or 3 jobs and I think one of them's nice, one of them's worth doing, then I'll price the job and hopefully we'll get that job. So first school I'm going to today, we've had a bit of a mole problem over the winter on the larger areas. So the plan is today is to do a first cut on the larger areas with the Ferris prior to our cylinder tractor and gangs coming in next week, or the Ransoms Parkway. I don't know what I'm going to cut it with yet, we'll see. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use the frame of the Ferris to level the moles, because there's probably 200 or so moles hills on this site. So what I'll do, I'll drop the machine down to ½ an inch below what I'm going to cut it on today. It'll not bend the frame or anything because you're just pushing soil, but basically it will level all these mole hills out. So it'll probably take me about 40 minutes to shoot over this area, and then after that I'll lift it up ½ an inch or an inch as to depend how long the grass is when I get there, and cut it. And all that'll mean is I'm not cutting stones and soil and everything and ruining the blades. So that's the plan. After that, a few small areas to cut, a bit of weed killing, and then because I've got the Ferris on, I'm going to another school, which is the same again. I usually cut with the Parkway, but I'm not going all the way back to the unit today just to swap the machine over. So what I'll do is I'll just cut this with the I'll double cut this other area that you've seen on previous videos. I'll double cut it with the Ferris, and then next time we'll drop back on with the Parkway. So 2 schools, 4 to 5 hours work this morning. That's the plan. Like I say, I know one of the schools I was in the other day just looking at these moles, and there's very little on some of the areas, so I could probably shoot round quicker and be in and out. But as I've said before, we allow some time for the job, so I will be staying on the site, and I will be staying on the site and probably doing a little bit of tidying up on some beds, worst case, that if I kind of find anything else to do with it being early in the season. So stay tuned guys, and we shall get you a bit of footage. So you've seen these areas before. This gets a lot of footfall from children, so it doesn't grow that much. Little bits over there, but the rest is quite compacted, which makes our job easier. Same again over here, very little on it. Then when we come in here, quite a bit more. It's a bit more lush. A bit of hay there, because this is where they bring the animals in. So this is where we will start. So there's very little difference on these areas, but it just tidies them up, and any foreign matter that's any little bits of bark or twigs or things, it just means that they've been zapped up with the mower. And then the area that was a little bit longer, it's looking nice and tidy now. You'll notice the Ferris on the back there, and I'll just run you through. We usually cut this with either the tractor and gangs or the highway cylinder mower, this field. The problem is, this is the first cut it's had this year because we've had a real big mole problem. So the guy's been in, he's managed to finally catch 3 moles. There's lots of mole hills everywhere, as you can see. These little trenches they dig. The whole field's just, as you can see, covered in moles. So what I've done this morning is I've gone over all this area with the blade, the machine set low but with no blades on to level the moles out, and then I've cut it with the Ferris. It's took about an hour to cut it with the Ferris, but it's done a canny job, and it'll dry out over the weekend, and the guy will come in on Thursday with the cylinder mower, and then this will be back on regular maintenance for the bigger machines. But it's come up quite well considering we're the last week in April and it hasn't had a cut yet. Yes, there's a little bit of grass, but it's come up quite well, so quite pleased with the finish. Even though it's it'll be getting another cut next week, it should look really good by next week. That's the front of house. Car park area tidy. And then just every couple of visits, just we-kill the paths, and it keeps it from needing you to pick weeds out. When they're as small as that, if you weed-kill them, you save them getting where 4 inches, look unsightly, and you end up having to pick them out. So little and often with stuff like this. So that is Saturday morning nailed, guys. Both the schools done. As you saw on the last one, I think I mentioned prior to arriving at the site that I was going to double cut the front area, but as you saw from the before and after photos and footage, it didn't need a double cut because, like everywhere else in the country at the moment, it is very dry, so it hasn't grown a great deal, and for that reason, like I say, we only cut the area once. And I just showed you a bit afterwards there, which was the footage of the front of house, which when we took this over from the council, all they used to do was weed kill the beds and trim the grass, those areas. So what we do now is we box the grass off, we edge the grass every other visit, we hoe the beds, we did fork them over because they were that hard with not being turned over for years. And then front of house, they had a little bit extra in the budget, so we put some plants in, just to provide a bit of colour, and then we put some hanger baskets up in the summer as well. So it keeps the front of house looking really good for visitors and things, and everybody's happy. So it's been a decent morning, like I say. It started off a bit chilly, but it's got out now, so plan is for the rest of the day is to go and relax at home and do very little. So guys, just while we're on the subject of YouTube, a friend of mine's just set up a channel recently, and I'll put the link in the description, but if you want to type in Beaumont Group, I think they went live last week with the first video. They're a company based up in the northeast of England. They do a lot of work similar to us, but they are sort of more specialist as well, so they have a lot of specialist gear where they do work on golf courses, and they also do work on sort of higher level football pitches and things, so overseeding, scarifying, earthquake and sort of things like that, to break up the ground in sort of wet conditions. So they have a lot of nice equipment, they have a lot of nice plant that I think we'll see over the coming months. So any of you guys who's big into your machinery, if you can give this channel a like I say, Beaumont Group, or look in the description for a link, and just get the channel growing a bit in the early days. He said that he was gonna produce some videos going forward, so hopefully, whether that's once a week or once a month, I don't know, because we're all busy and we don't always have time to do the YouTube videos. So, but it is well worth a follow, even if it's just a few videos here and there during the course of the year. It's well worth giving it a follow. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next one.